Talking point platform. TTPTV. Oh yeah. Unale we pledge with love and loyalty to we sweet mama salute. Now we all come together as well on for tomorrow. Now we go make salute.
Now the closure of the day for every constituent around the districts now bigger than what it will get before. But generally, Parliament is good. It started very slow, particularly where we colleagues them from the APC not be done take the seat. So more or less, we were like in sync with the Constitution. We get quorum. We not be violate any provision of the Constitution, but democratically, the message we there out there now like it's a one-party parliament. So now we have the full complement of Parliament. So Parliament is doing work now in line with the expectation of the people of this country. Now to the incidents of November 26. Firstly, we get to be guided as to how we address the issue, because as parliamentarians, we are guided by both the Constitution and the standing orders. And in the standing orders, a matter where they under investigation, largely sub judice, and we get for select what they say and what we know they say, because whatever we say is policy, and to a large extent, you get the possibility for influence or undermine the outcome of the investigation. But generally, the November 26 incidents, now one way left Southeast na the mouth of Sierra Leoneans, and he take we back some 10, 15 years backward, because the last time we experienced anything like a coup in 1997, and from 97 to now, almost 15, 16 years, we know they talk about coup again. We don't get three democratic transition from Tijan Kabal to President Komon, from President Komon to President Bill, the current president. We don't get several elections after that point there. So we not be expect, say, at this point, we'll be discussing something like an attempted coup, where the notion supposed to be continuation of the agendas the way they don't start from Tijan Kabal, the PRSP, the expansion and building of state institutions that would only transform the general outlook of Sierra Leone, the NRA, the NACIT, the infrastructural development, then the expansion of road network, now the Hill Bypass, the completion now, near completion of the Peninsula Road, other roads in the interior, increased business activities. So we don't take off as a country, and we always get this aspiration from the last agenda will not be the agenda for where we say by 2030 we will get to middle income status. We are not able to achieve that under the MDGs, but with the SDGs and with President Bill, the medium-term national development plan, they in effect, and we don't set another target. Say by 2035 we should be a middle income earning country, where we're able to take care of we basic needs and able for meet we daily running costs as a country and able for citizens to live well. So coming with things like this after a lot of advocacy, after the president do a lot of movements in and around Africa and the world for change the narration on Sierra Leone, that not of the country this way will be used for Sabi for the rebel war, not of the country this way will not be used for military coups. Now we have moved to a democratic system of transition severally, and now Sierra Leone should say it already for receive foreign direct investment in large scale. It has done that across the world. Forget something like this, it's seriously denting, and it affects reputations. Even with Sierra Leonean brothers, the way they out there, but Cooper and we don't book tickets for camp this holiday. So man decide for cancel the ticket because the instability is real.
Honorable Tawa, just after the elections, we don't see several call for dialogue and things like that, and so being a call on the opposition for letting themselves come and join in leadership so that things could go well in the country. Now you rightfully mentioned, say there's this full-fledged of support from both the opposition and the ruling party in parliaments. What or waiting are some of the measures we members of parliament don't take in order to address these challenges of the incidents we happen?
Well, firstly, as a parliament, you realize, say, the two leaders in the House put out a resolution where support the investigation and where they continue for call for calm, and where they continue for re-echo the president's initial positions them to address make to the nation that it is not a political matter, it is a people's matter, it's a group of people that we come together for undermine the peace and security of Sierra Leone, whether they are affiliated or connected to any political party. They did not act for and on behalf of political party or religious group or ethnic sects. They came together, financed from whatever source they were able to get finances for bringing the state of Sierra Leone into dispute. So as parliament, we support that position though the president's sake, and we they continue to monitor the process with the investigation they take, because fairly enough, we get little for do at this particular point in time, because we don't need for do any legislation, we don't need for make any pronouncement beyond what we don't do, because like I said,
but again, you cannot be entirely dormant. You cannot be quiet about your own situation.
No, we are not. Coming here is a show that Parliament really concerned. Parliament really aware, say, we have this difficult situation outside the resolution where the House endorsed fully. We always open for talk to the public and let the public know, say, the country largely, to a large extent, is secured. However, we know, say, there are few people out there who are not able to track down it. We have to be honest, we have to be truthful.
So in your own words, how would you describe the aftermath of this whole thing? Because you talk, say, the country is largely secured and things. How you would describe this?
I would describe them as a step backward, because by now we know what the talk about curfew. We know, say, this is not the holiday season. I did not mean for November 26. We for the get to street carnival there now. Before they get we carnival na Kube, before they get to carnival na the streets, so they send alumni for don't block one road, don't make one big carnival. But we cannot do it now, because if we want to do a pass, you start 4 o'clock. We go back to yesteryears where you make jump, where you start 12 o'clock, you don't 6 o'clock. So this is the situation. So security-wise, Sierra Leoneans can go to bed and believe in the security sector. They take care of the situation. In every country, the biggest countries with the biggest infrastructure, they get security and intelligence lapses. So, but every lapse in intelligence not mean to say the country or that country they insecure. It means to say as humans, and you must get low time. And in your low time, the other person with the plan, they always they look at your low time. But that not to a message of insecurity. The point is that if the country was not secured, we need to go get on a parliament for the seats every other day. But because we want to send the message of security, the message of hope, the message of strong democratic institutions, they make parliament the work, they make the executive the work, they make with the calm the public like so on, and invite you for can talk about peace, for can talk about democracy, for can talk about the state of Sierra Leone post November 26.
Now start on a light note. This has happened already, and we still get people wanted out in the communities. Parliament, get members of parliament, where they represent these communities. How the leadership of parliament don't gather members of parliament, and whatever role una go get for play in this with una communities them?
Unlike the last parliament, the 5th parliament, when I be a constituency-based parliament, this now a bigger block, a block where me and Dr. they represent, together with 14 other members. So more or less, as parliamentarians, we get a number of other activities that will be involved in our constituency, maybe as a low-key or at a point where it's engagement. For example, doctor go get a young group of people at tabis, the way they go, where they engage, where they get conversation. Because if now for the general information from government, it is there. The Ministry of Information, they put out a lot of information out there. Now it is left with us as members of parliament for make use of the information and there's small clusters them who will go play ball.
And that's when all they see because even on after the November 26th, we see videos them where in as much as some communities then they willingly point out some of the people say, okay, this is suspicious. You get them one day where maybe they support them, they cheer them on. Go so idea that let them not see you. We've not seen much from the members of parliament.
Well, as members of parliament, like I say, we they engage at different clusters. For example, at the plain Lomini veteran, every other Sunday we'll go there, we they talk about peace, we talk about the situation of the country, we go talk about development, and I go give them updates from the parliamentary angle. I'd also been a member Saturday veteran Grassfield. We they engage with them, we they sit on our tabs them, we they talk to people, and hence the easy way make you see people beyond all political party alignments. They come out, anytime they say anybody in the wanted list, they come together and pursue, and not because of just their own ordinary will, but one, there's a lot of information from government, from the Ministry of Information, and we self-win at the representative, they encourage them for them to understand, say, it is not political, it is about us, it's about the livelihood of our children, it's about the sustainability of this country, because touch would anything that happen on the 26th of November, say the government was toppled, it would have been a complete chaos in Sierra Leone because then it would get a political connotation.
Let's look at the chaos now, the elephant in the room, the chaos in the country before the November 26th situation. It turned out it's a good thing that when the assailants and try for sort of incite residents in Afriton for join them, residents failed to. But that does not take away the fact that we get pending issues dealing with as a country, where Simford don't come out of a very glorious SLPP and APC victory, you would question how much of a victory that has given the public. This takes us back to election issues. Pre-election, election, and post-election issues. There's still big elephants in the room that is still being dealt with. What's in the role of parliament in this? Because election is a big thing. Oftentimes when people come for do anti-violence sensitization to people as it relates to governance, the message is any grievance you get, you wait and take it to the ballot box. Here is a situation where people go to a ballot box in June and there are issues with that ballot box. What is the role of parliament in this? Because you don't want election term, pre-election, election, post-election, why don't APC get problem with SLPP today, SLPP get problem with APC, but in the middle of it, people begin to question the electoral commission of the country. Well, again, that's the message we give as an alternative to violence. Wait, go vex by ballot box. What's the role of parliament in this?
Well, firstly, as parliament, before I talk about parliament's role, let we look at the new principle to democracy. One of the new principles of that to democracy, from bigger to smaller democracies, now the fact the acceptance of results is one of the most difficult things. Even in the United States, as we talk so today, legitimacy of President Biden is done by Donald Trump, but Donald Trump and his...
Well, a minute, Honorable. So it's one thing for the humane opposition get issues with the results. It's another thing where it goes beyond just a political party. It goes to elections observers, local and international. It becomes a thing of just about elections results and the politics with the politics. It becomes a thing of the politics and politicians versus the people. Let's put our own into context.
Well, if you put your own into context, the first thing that you talk about election observers. We had multitude of election observers. We have one set of observers that we validate the elections fully. We have another set of observers the way they ask for something when we're in the law.
That's in it where the problem is.
It is not a problem because every country has a law. And in the law, you get to follow the law to the letter. The law not ask anybody in this country for published election results in a disaggregated form. Let us agree on that. It is clear. The law say the electoral commissioner, now in discretion, after he don't publish the result in a gazette, now in discretion for publish the result in any other form. And now not to amendment to do in the 5th Parliament, and so it be done at the Public Election Act of 2012. So it's just a copycat of what it be done at the last law. So the point is, if you are international observers, hence the reason why make the dialogue of the two parties also identify, say, yes, there are lacunas in both the electoral processes from 96 to date, and let us put a team together where they look at some more lacunas than they and see whether it will influence an amendment to the existing legislation.
Now, that is exactly the point of what is the role of Parliament in this?
So we will, firstly, now that we now for make law, now for perform oversight and for represent.
And we don't see say one law don't give we issue from June where we don't they drag foot they get here and there issues with.
The law no they give issues. The law now we get changing environments.
Does this not call members of Parliament to action? Say, let's sit and look at the election laws and see where a review is needed. So going forward, we don't come back to this situation of you're not publisher. Oh no, I'm not supposed to publish. Where nationally we agree on what the law would be going forward, whether it should be published or not. But does this not draw the attention of members of Parliament? Say this is something to be looked at.
So the more reason why make you get the communique. Ask for all the parties there, both the international community, both the SLPP and the APC, for provide, first of all, one leadership across, co-chair, and compose a committee where they look at them things, because as parliaments, the instrument they will get for CAMUC law, one are for perform oversight. In the course of oversight, as per section 93, it can influence the legislation. But now there's already an existing committee set up by the president in line with the dialogue outcome. And that committee, now they report. Now go inform Parliament now for let Parliament to take action across the world. You don't just come with a private member's motion on a national delicate issue as the election law. Because if I bring a private member motion now, it would, to a large extent, be nationalistic, but tilting towards supporting my political belief. So it has to be fair, it has to be transparent. So what do we do as Parliament? Monitor the process leading to the outcome we will influence legislation. Because in the Public Elections Act, we make sure, see, we look at progressive clauses that were amended in 2022. And then progressive clauses that they, like 30% female representation, now usher in like things like the proportional representation. It cannot be uniform. But the point now that as Parliament over the years, 5th Parliament coming to the 6th Parliament, and also let the public understand that whatever the 5th Parliament do, this 6th Parliament is not bound by that. So the point now that whether they see me, they talk during the 5th Parliament, now I am talking in the 6th Parliament. So decisions of the 5th Parliament is not bound by the 6th Parliament. So the point is, we have to, for develop a legislation, it's not automatic. You got to do consultation. If you want to bring the report just now, we got to go do consultation. We got a lot of things there for do for let you bring and can, because the law say every bill they can in Parliament, you can forget a memorandum of objects. And that memorandum of objects has to be influenced by consultations being done. Okay. And then consultation they determine the objective of the law.
We will cancel Dr. Mfa shortly, but is this you giving an assurance to the people of Sierra Leone, say, the election situation as it ended is not something where Parliament intend for turn a blind eye to?
The election situation ended in a positive way, not as a political party, because it is widely acclaimed as free, fair, and transparent. That is the first thing. Secondly, the results.
By whose rating?
By every other rating. By every other rating, by the ECOWAS, by the EU, by other observers, same for Carter Foundation and the European Union. And what did they ask for? What did they ask for? What did the Carter Foundation, the European Union, they ask for? It's not the first issues coming up in any election for, say, the process for tally. If you go to the EU Observer Report of 2018,
that's not the question I asked. I've been just asked you if the people of Sierra Leone can get the assurance, say, Parliament no intend for turn a blind eye to the issues we emerge with re-elections.
There are no issues in the elections.
Are you kidding?
No, it's fact. There are no issues with the election. The election is free, fair, transparent. Let me tell you, doubt in anybody.
So there are no issues, say.
Doubt in any process.
No, not the same salon every day.
No, not the same salon every day. The point now that you know they sow seeds of doubt in the minds of the people and expect say everybody will see.
So there's nothing to look into.
56.4% of.
If you say there were no issues, then why is the president declaring a committee we get for looking into?
Because the president is a dedicated peacemaker.
Because I just suppose that so you just don't say there were no issues.
No, there were no issues. the opposition refused for take part in the governance. And part of the president's wisdom now for ask for everybody for come at the table and discuss. In the opinion of the opposition, now that they wanted a dialogue, and the outcome of the dialogue now for set up a committee for look into the election. So
okay, Honorable Tawa, just a minute.
The communication is to look into the infrastructure.
Honorable Tawa, we go
elections
that in a moment.
Doctor, this election.
Dr. Mfakoroma, we find ourselves in a situation where, so this again, it's still connected to November 26th. So these are some of the pending issues where the assailants and we want use for get people into the streets because we had issues. Good thing is, Britonians they refuse. In the words of Angola Valley, say they refuse, they demonstrate, say they not show nobody, they not give nobody permission for go negotiate on their behalf with guns. But this brings us to the APC. The APC selfishly choose not to participate in governance until una go get the things you wanted to get, and then una sluggishly now march into the parliament and una they expect we taxpayers money for give una backlogs. Is that not justification why some Sierra Leoneans go suspect una party say una connected to what happened on November 26th?
By no means. Firstly, I want to address the issue about selfishly. Of course,
I can read out the meaning of selfishly in case we are confused.
No, we want to address them. Okay. You can read that later. But of course, you don't state in your statement, and it's widely agreeable that the whole country said the elections were questionable, and that results from the elections were challenged, and that international observers then also not be able to give a check mark to what happened at the elections. If the international observers they not give a check mark in the European Union, US Embassy, the ambassador at the time, they all not will give check mark to the elections day. What he make you feel say we as APC not get a position we strong for say we not participate in governance? Definitely we want for make the people they know. Definitely we want people they will get for come after we for no say elections them. It's not do or die, but elections them are the people in voice. And then a divine message from God say, what you want and who don't want for lead we, now who they vote for. But if you get an elections where in the beginning itself, on that day of elections, some polling station centers will not be able to open on time. Some people will not vote till 2 p.m. and then get for end for vote at 6 p.m. In elections where people...
The question was not to the answer.
No, but talk about
with all them things and they... Is it not justification for let people of Salone suspect on APC say you had some involvement or connection to the failed attempted coup November 26, 2023 in Salone?
First of all, you get the APC that is participating in governance. First of all, you get an APC who don't participate in council. First of all, you get an APC who go on the table for dialogue with the government. Dr. Samora Kamara was there in that dialogue day. APC big people and we day in that dialogue day. Then say, okay, let bygones be bygones, don't accept the result as it is, but let's get some resolutions. And part of that resolution, now for let the president make a statement in addressing unity, cohesion in the country. The second one, now for let APC members of parliament, councillors and mayors and chairpersons them go back and take oath and serve the people then. So if we as APC don't agree for do that, I don't think say the people then for believe say APC get anything for do what happened in November 26. Secondly, the APC officially make a statement say they not support what happened on that day. Then, as Honorable Tawa states in Parliament, the leader of government moved a motion which was seconded by the leader of opposition that this what happened on November 26 should be investigated. Definitely, what happened on November 26 now one way all of we as Sierra Leoneans not be expect and not for even support. Definitely, what happened on November 26 now something will not take we back. And it don't even affect what happened in the dialogue process. As you see, the chief minister go on radio, the one on TV or radio, and make some statement then. Well, for me, I consider unfortunate. Unfortunate because this now possible if we say we don't take a position, we don't take the high road. What happened June 24 and the aftermath of June 24, and something left a bad taste in the people of this country. The elections them, they're not be credible. We don't able 30 days to date. We don't able get election results. Now we get say that they go thief. Now they go broke into ECSL and thief data. So these things they raise eyebrow, and this is a thing where people learn for the question: why are these things happening at this time? And where they undermine the dialogue where APC commit to for make sure say the people of this country move forward, for ensure say peace then at this country wherein everybody will benefit from it. Because our non-participation in governance not be help the country. Everybody where they move around, they know say that non-participation they affect economic activity safe in this country. Even people that be there out, not be the kind, just like what's in the happen now, where people that don't buy their tickets, don't refuse for coming. So you see, APC then committed to peace, and APC in a party where are the interests of the people and more paramount. So irrespective of what's happened after June 24 elections, APC still went to the table. APC still agreed on certain things, and we even majority of the supporters and say they're not too specific, and that then we even question the people that are going at the table. But in the interest of the whole country, and not just for APC supporters, in the interest of Sierra Leone, where we call we home, we're going at the table. So now, if within a parliament now, within a council, why should we be suspected for this kind of activity?
Considering the potential ramification, what's not the role we the opposition party when our APC don't do for ensure say we maintain peace and stability in the country?
Exactly what I say. After elections, we go to the dialogue. Let me know their intentions. We are not participating, but we went to the table. We talked to the government. We made resolutions. We agreed to them. Meetings we have held. We've met all of those. Resolution by resolution. The president make a statement. Members of parliament went to work. Members of parliament in parliament making laws. Councillors, mayors, chairpersons are in their respective districts and councils. So this na commitment say APC committed to peace. Then when this happened, statement came from the secretariat of the APC, say then condemn what happened on November 26. And after elections, even though the results were not accepted by the APC people, you never see APC on the street protesting and fighting.
But in all of this, so as my colleague rightfully asks, I mean, all fingers have been pointed right at the opposition party. As the parliamentary spokesman, what are some of the concerns and perspective with the party hold with regards to this attempted coup?
Well, for me, it's surprised by me for Lancy, all fingers point to APC. But of course, we note that personalities way close to APC, and even the former president have been drawn into this, and they are under investigation. But it clearly states this they're under investigation right now. And as much as we go let for talk about them, but when it comes to coup, which is something we own generation probably grew into it, but that's something we as adults not even ever experience. Coup nothing way not like a bad omen for a country like Sierra Leone, a bad omen in any society. That's one. So secondly, say they drag the country into any other thing. But it is certainly for I say anything as a point to APC, because APC is a larger party, and there are personalities in the APC where, of course, we believe say some of them probably are targeted, some of them are probably being intimidated, suppression they go on, and sometimes you wonder if there is a commitment to this dialogue in the first place. The commitment to the dialogue, commitment for make sure say Salone take a step forward. Is there a commitment from the government to ensure that's happened? Because as they go back, resolution 3, now for let them free prisoners, right? But you get the chief minister say, let a personality in the APC turn in prisoners. And the last time I checked, Dr. Richard Conte, not an ONS officer, Dr. Richard Conte, not a police officer, Dr. Richard Conte, not even in the military, where they do all the investigations right now. So how you go call on a personality for turning prisoners? And let's note this, a lot of prisoners and where they at large right now, were not even connected to APC or connected to APC, the list of people they want out. So we as Sierra Leoneans now all responsibility to ensure say if we see any Sierra Leonean, somebody they hide, or somebody that escape from prison.
How was the party in terms of support to the ruling party? How una don't ensure that una bring them people and to to board, like where them put out wanted list, say, okay, we look out for so people. I mean, Fabian asked a very excellent question with regards honorable members within their communities. They ensure that then if they see any, funny things to go on, that then bring them to board, say, okay, we don't notice one or two people around with community. I mean, looking at a political party now, which is the APC, how don't they collaborate with the ruling party for ensure that we get them people and just for maintain peace in the country?
Well, first of all, it came with the statement we Secretary General put out, the press release. Secondly, it also underscored by the support we lead in our parliament. See, we think the investigation over what happened on November 26 should be followed and then support them. But this, I want to make it clear, say, the responsibility for every Sierra Leonean, irrespective of your political belief or affiliation. It is, because this is a security issue. If you get somebody who don't want a prison, for whatever reason they're in a prison for, not to person that you want to live side by side with, not to somebody that you want to harbor. You understand? So this is a responsibility where is non-political, it's non-partisan. Every Sierra Leonean will say anybody who don't escape from prison should be brought to book. Whoever we feel say then go open gates for let come out and waka, which some people then return back, by the way. But whoever feel say they open gates for let come out and waka, for return back.
And if you not possible, own efforts they want to make as a political party for support the investigation process, especially where Pandi communicate, we see there was a list of wanted a list to be presented to the president of people and where they may apprehend on political terms. So obviously, APC gets interest. They pass some of the prisoners then. And the one that we're going to all, except the one that were physically challenged and we get health issues now then stay. So, and if there are people in the population suspecting UNA as a political party, it brings us to what UNA they do for even exonerate UNA.
Well, I want to believe, say, we say people in the population, probably some people in the population, not everybody believes, say, APC connected to this.
Dr. Because personally, I'm very particular about my choice of words.
Yes.
I said some people.
Thank you. So some people, not mean everybody, and some person, in your own view, could be a biased view. And not a biased view for anybody, even for even pedula message, they say APC is connected to it.
So speak to my own efforts what they do for support investigation for exoneration.
Clearly, the statement from the secretariat and the one voice down the way they come out from the secretariat. Of course, and even the support by the leader of the deputy, the leader of the opposition at parliament. We are talking about coup. We are talking about people that will be held. That are treasonable offenses.
It's unnecessary for UNA self as a political party for exonerate these people. The fact that UNA mentioned Panda Communique say there's a list of people who UNA think say they on political issues means obviously UNA get interest in some of the prisoners. Would you tell us say UNA no at least a family member or a friend of each of them people and the way UNA internally can say UNA follow through on there and check, okay, if UNA know their whereabouts, UNA support and bring them over to security forces. So you're saying there's nothing UNA can do?
Of course, no, but of course, in a conversation, you tell somebody, say, one, if you see somebody who run away, return her. Two, if you see somebody, you say, I can seek, sign her, you not accept her. Then a privilege, then a conversation you get with people that you sabi. Personally, if you ask me, I don't know anybody where they in a prison where I know say, okay, I be sabi and before them put in a prison. Personally, if you ask me. But from a party position, we get people that will say politically motivated case them should be brought to the table. So then put them people in there. But I'll ask you one question. What the percentage of APC people people of interest of APC will come on a prison compared to the total people that will come on a prison?
Two things.
I want to know that percentage.
To your question, two things.
Yes.
First, we ask the questions. That's the first one. Secondly, the fact that on that communique, that 3 days dialogue, it is stated on it, say, UNA get a list for present. Elect now one person, it still tells us APC gets interest per one or two of them prisoners.
Absolutely.
That settles it.
Absolutely. But we therefore be clear that from 2018 to 2023, Sierra Leone was not what Sierra Leone used to be. We got to get clear back, say, during 1990, so many things happen from Makeni to Tombo to Lunsar to town after town on issues and where people were arrested. And most of them people and they are people. So if them people and in a prison, of course, when you come to the table, you get for table that say those are things of interest. We as party also believe that people and they were politically motivated for no just cause.
You know, interestingly, if you sit on a thief take place, then thief something, then they accuse you or they suspect you say no to thief. The expectation are that you will make conscious effort, go to every length for let you help investigate, just for proof you name, say, okay, at least they don't catch a person, so nobody not going to look me and they suspect me.
But we've been called to do that.
Do you need to be called?
Of course, because this is the work of the security personnel. This is not CID work. Also, me and you will work there.
But even when CID work, the security sector, they even ask the general public, ordinary citizens for support.
Of course.
That tells you that everybody get responsibility, whether CID or ONS or not. We all
clearly in another state. And inside Sierra Leone, as I check, not two political parties are no more than this country. So other political parties.
Now, two no more they give me headache for fight for power.
Well, and I want to disagree with that. Say,
agreeing or disagreeing does not change the fact.
No, the point of the matter is yes, APC and SLPP are the large political party in this country. But when it comes to national security, even the small pickings gets a role for play. We have to understand that if we start making issues in a political, this space here we will not get to self out.
So if our
because
are not political, what are they?
They are civil. They are civil because now every citizen in responsibility for ensure say peace and security in the country. Now every citizen responsibility for say law and order be abide by. Now make it get civil society organizations. This is not a political issue. This is a Sierra Leone issue. If you get threats to security in the country, now every Sierra Leonean in concern, not to APC party, no more than concern. I want to make that clear.
True as you state, but it brings us back to even APC connected and the forbidden self-young concern. So it takes us to what in APC they do as part of our show, say themselves, yeah, we say that we concern.
Individually, I'm sure responsible APC people and responsible Sierra Leoneans, they talk to people that we probably not gonna know waiting for do. Say, one, if you see somebody who you know saying a post will be in a prison, turn her in. Then a statement and will come out from the government will put a picture of people they want to suspect them. If you see them, turn them in. And if you turn them in, it will help your own security. I know what will undermine my own security if you can't keep somebody way that the government for the keep. No, not forget. All prisoners are wards of the state. All prisoners are wards of the state and not wards of a political party or any person. So when they are out, if you see them in your community, turn them in.
All right, we'll go on for holiday and just bring in Ando Lavali, we're now the Executive Director for Institute for Governance Reform. Good morning and welcome to the program. I'm sure say you don't follow through based on the conversation we don't get with regards the November 26th attempted coup. In all of this, which now you take?
IGR issued publications. One was the release, immediately this happened. They will actually publish a paper last week. We actually talk say, APC, they organize themselves for this group.
We're so sorry for continuing on the Lavali. We're going to take a quick commercial.
Yeah.
Hotel Commercial Bank, one for telling customers they say, they don't come with one new banking service where they call agency banking. With this agency banking service here, so you can use any mobile phone for do any transaction. You can open account to any Hotel Commercial Bank agency all about the country. I'll let you know go na bank safe. Hotel Commercial Bank agents will give you receipts anytime you do transaction with them. Safe, you can use your phone number or your account number for do any kind of transaction. Anyone per we agents then can transfer money to anybody with your Hotel SIM Couple app, and if you don't get the app safe. With agency banking, you can request or block any Hotel Commercial Bank card. Safe, customers can pay them bills then, buy top-up, send e-couple and request statements and use the QR code. In not tap deal, you can also check almost money then at your account, request or stop any check, send and cash out e-couple. But always remember say, for keep your phone safe. Rokel Commercial Bank Agency Banking. You bank, now you neighbor.
Let your heart fill with joy as you cheer for your team to win. Believe in yourself and your dreams, knowing that victory is within reach. It's your time to shine. So go ahead and be the star, because nothing can hold you back. Face Genius Bet. You're a genius.
AYV International, a truly global media outlet. Our media platforms can be found across the world, including Africa, America, Asia, Europe, Caribbean, the Pacific, and more. Our media services include broadcasting, media production of documentaries, movies, and a wide range of audiovisual services, advertising and public relations, sporting and events coverage, photography, and a reliable media equipment rental unit, as well as media training. Contact us at our International AYV Media Centre, 18 Soho Square, London, United Kingdom, W1D 3QH. Telephone 4967 456 33, or you can send us an email to ayv.international@ayvnews.com or ayv.international@gmail.com. You can also find us on our social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
So I don't know Twitter.
Village people release you this morning in Jesus' name. Amen.
All right.
What a day.
What indeed. Well, we want
Tuesday.
to apologize to we viewers and listeners for that technical glitch. We in at the studio, we get Honorable Ibrahim Tawa Conte, we're the Deputy Chief Whip 2 now Parliament from the ruling party, SLPP, and same way so Honorable Dr. Unfasori Kuruma, we represent the when at the APC Parliamentary spokesperson. And we've been also joined by Andrew Lavali, we're the Executive Director, Institute for Governance Reform. Quickly before the break, you be the time for, give your own view about the November 26th attempted field coup.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We just published a paper called Violence in Us, and we now for understand the actors behind the failed coup. And violence entrepreneur is actually mean entrepreneur not possible with the buy and sell. It actually means now individuals, not a political party. So for example, you mentioned somebody like Leather Boot. Leather Boot, if President Bion hire him, he can hire him for violence. You have most of the characters and we don't arrest right now. So I think it go really bad for this country if we begin to trade this as a political party affair. It's about our collective security. So with the CC, political parties, they can get them banter, and I think I get for return to that one day, and then banter and they then hits them with they can make. It can be exploited. If you watch somebody like Leather Boots don't take part in a coup in 1992. In fact, he was attached to the Secretary of State for Mines and Minerals. In fact, he coordinates illegal mining trade. In 2000, 1996 rather, just 4 years after that, 1997, 5 years after that, he take part in a coup for overthrow Tijan Kaba in AFRC. Fast forward 2 years on, where Komon-Tok take over, he left. He only come back, he become bodyguard of President candidate Nkrumah at the time in 2007. Of course, 2 years after that, we already back he attacked SLPP office, where he be implicated in Justice Thomas Commission for around the rape cases. So when this happen, we no need for go far. It's people where they say violence is a somebody in a yanda in the making your living. So I think say like point down the number one. But I think say fine for both political parties they know say. In fact, the data we will get it show say Salone post in one coup. You make coup 20 times na Salone, 20 times they work, they succeed. The reason why I say back, apart from the big condemnation what APC don't make, the fact that the party not organized in people and say when I jump in the streets and largely Freetown not vote for SLPP, largely Freetown vote APC. So the fact that the party talk say no, we don't want this. That's worthy of special notice. We saw the Bombali caucus back, waiting and do they actually issue the statement. So it means this country is unanimous for say we know one coup. But you know one thing, whilst they say all of this, it takes two to tango. I think say, it's too often you can see opposition they attack we. Opposition and civil society therefore really work together. You know why? Around the world that's what happens. But inside Salone, you see say opposition they go one way, civil society they go one way. You know why? Because opposition already actually lead. Where opposition want lead democratic governance, it actually create the policies, questions.
But how does that work, Andrew Lavely, where civil society in itself is divided?
No.
You have those who are allegedly pro-government.
No. Phoebe, if whole day somebody they say, they want that you wait low calm, as opposed to actually stating, say, now this I want to do on justice reform. The way you talk down, they say, now this I want to do on justice reform. You will actually coalesce groups like Carl behind you, because that's what they advocate for. But when you personalize them, when it becomes individuals and their organizations, it becomes difficult. I see the question, me in-law, in fact, and I see your question on quite a lot, which is very interesting. I believe, I think the one lesson we they learn from this going forward, political parties and therefore make sure, say, they not only avoid hate, but the way when they structure themselves, when they actually use for this character, that a character, and then they stamp the character. We need for change up. If you watch in the last, from 1996 to now only 2 terms, now 2007 coup and 2023 coup, they're just similar. In fact, at 3 terms it happened, and we get 3 failed coups before this other one we failed in 2023. We had 2 failed coups in 1997 before another one actually ousted. So I think so with your APC for bear in mind, we had 11 years, there was nothing like a coup. So the rhetoric, we not blame them, of course, nobody need blame them. So but rhetoric can get people with violence for exploiting.
So we live in a country where you get gullible people. That has been highly demonstrated by the incitement where they get from even the notorious Adebayo. You don't see them take to action. You see during elections, the politicians, both in the APC and the SLP, and some of the other political parties there, they make frivolous statements then, failing to realize it's not a thing of Uda Sabi talk passing company, or Uda Sabi pulling spine company, or Uda Sabi catch word passing company. You have to say something, I've just feel for conscious saying, na me big man pass, na me sabi talk pass, or na me big man pass, na me sabi talk pass. I say it frivolously, somebody were gullible and naive somewhere, they take action so that
it go exploit them. So that make, we have a youth employment challenge. Before the war, under Kaba, under Nkrumah, under Bio, we have fewer jobs to share. So it just behoves political parties for say, this na me youth employment strategy. Now so they make Mendeman get job, Timni Mobile get job, Loko Bobo get job. But if you just say no, Loko they get job, Shabro no they get job, Timni they get job, this not a get job under different, you know, what's in the happen, you reinforce the divide. And if I follow actually watch the character of them political parties, if I follow, as would they think, because right now, most of them TIO people they talk about, the undercurrent is the 2028 elections. How do I position myself? And if I follow to do the analysis, bearing that in mind, me they wish for a day where APC go talk say, me we candidates where would they appoint 2020 get somebody from the south and east. You know what's going to happen? You actually smash ethnicity. It's not just about talking ethnicity, but you actually in your actions, the way you frame your party. If you watch the leadership, 1996 was Eddie Toure, he was from Bombali. 2002 was Ernest Koroma, he was from Bombali. 2007 was Ernest Koroma, he was from Bombali. Then the Almangate Bombali, Redistrict Bombali and Karine. 2018, somebody from Bombali and Karine. 2023, from somebody from Bombali and Karine. If I follow what the internal fight within APC, whether would they actually consider, say, Lord, get somebody from the south and east? And equally, where would they talk about SLPP? Fine for the SLPP back talks, begin to calculate, say, after this, of course, it was Tijan Kaba from Cambia in 1996, then 2002, Tijan Kaba, then Solomon Berra from the south, and Bio from the south. We should actually be thinking about how do we get somebody from the north. The more we change power, because the thing we really don't happen, we're really good, we're enviable for Sierra Leone across Africa. Now the fact saying in the last 15 years, we don't change power 2 times. It take time for let democratic practices nurture, for let it hold. So how political parties then recalibrate themselves, restructure themselves, become inclusive in their character. Now it will make Sierra Leone become inclusive. If they are not inclusive, like for example, you take APC party structure, current executive, take SLPP party structure, current executive, you cannot call a pot, you cannot be a pot for call it, a kettle black. So you get for party, and I think some of the big lessons that they from this failed coup, with hearing now people they talk say, most of the one they wouldn't say they're on the wanted list are northerners. And then they do it because they are northerners. Then they do it because they are being prompted for say, this is not our arrangement. We are living in a country that we are not part of. We need to get a system that works for us. And I believe say if political parties they not preach high-end public policy, you know what's going to happen? We actually reduce public policy to the gutters and adapt things like coup and other things that they.
Considering your expertise, Andrew Lavalley, in all of this, what do you think is the role of Parliament in order for ensure, say, we then a peaceful and stable country?
Parliament are the place where cross-party conversations. In fact, the more you get a robust Parliament, the more ineffective that country they become. So when you say cross-party conversation, if something they go law talks a passport book, for debate passport, it's not about APC position, it's not about SLPP position, it's about really advancing the position on Sierra Leone, which is not the best option. Unfortunately, we know they get that, we see, even if not the worst person is being approved, it go through committee, we don't see like with Parliament, even we audit report, Auditor General's report, when at the Parliament in Bible, when they for use for block leakages, we define political parties and define and difficult for agree on that. So the more we focus on politics in a Parliament rather than policy, the more it becomes difficult. So I think say this coup, whilst a lot of Sierra Leoneans, all of we surveys they show say 90% of Sierra Leoneans, 89 to 90% of Sierra Leoneans, they talk say they prefer election. And the only way that they would change leadership to any other means. So you do it 20 times, Salone people in no one time. In fact, they will just see you say you bush. You funny. So institutions they get for work, and especially Parliament. And I think so there's a beauty. APC, they talk about the last election, SLPP, they talk then the position then. But where platforms like AYV and Parliament, they provide then platform here for conversation is the best. It doesn't matter whether arrest now 20 loans, 20,000 for Bosakop. It doesn't matter whether arrest now 2 million for bag rest. Nobody not tell anybody say, take gun, go negotiate on behalf. That's what Sierra Leoneans are saying. Say we are over and beyond that.
Honorable Tawa being the lay emphasis on the fact that, say, as it is now, the country is secured and stable and things like that. But again, it might also interest you to know that before, I mean, the time where the inputs with regards to curfew from 9 to 6, it still tell on people. Even with the changes now to 12 and all of that, before 9 o'clock, Phoebe, and 10, you see people and still they rush for go house, people that don't go house, which tells you that there's still some amount of fear. I mean, in your own words, from your own perspective, is the country safe? Is it stable at the moment?
No, that's where they actually think about bringing ECOWAS mission. It shows that there is some insecurity, and it takes two groups for make we secure. But Mali say collective security for surety. So it takes both of them. So now I talk say from that rhetoric, I go and see where APC they actually take action on Adebayo. So they actually work with government, whichever part with that person they around the world, let they extradite and let Kanaya.
But the APC they talk say they don't put out a statement and the statement.
No, it's statement is one. But beyond statements, real action, and of course, governments back, we don't see a lot of examples around the world where then they actually extradite. We'd see somebody in London where they preach hate in Nigeria, they arrest them, they extradite them. So then way Adebayo they talk is more than waiting, then talk will lead Rwanda to war. So you actually see the hallmarks. And not just resilient people in the members say, "Lord, no go back, or come out." So I think it behoves both political parties lower the rhetoric and walk the talk. Actually, talk say no, this and this and this cannot be part of us. The good thing we don't happen, we don't see an emerging cooperation. I think say we just get to see how that one day, how foster that day into the electoral reforms committee, let the committee begin for work, because at the end of the day, 2023, we don't pass them. I mean, the one whole world don't talk, don't. What we need for do now how the future could be better. How next election, all the mistakes I would do, how they make sure say it not be again. But for hold that one day, you know what they mean? It means we not actually think about how they make the future better.
All right. Let we come back to you, Honorable Tawa. As somebody where they represent the ruling party, there are a lot of fear in the hearts and minds of Sierra Leoneans. What do you think, say, this leadership current governments need for do to build that confidence, in the hearts and minds of Sierra Leoneans?
Well, apprehension even in the most secure countries across the world is always there, because in as much as the human mind in itself, the human body in its makeup, in its totality is conflict. Conflict is always bound to arise at any point in time. So fear, always the heightened fear and the problem, where this situation being calm at the table. But however, government management of the issue, government careful selections of the words the way they come out from the executive, government determination for use the rule of law, for pursue all of them things they are so without applying any other means. Government determination for ensure say, in as much as we are following up on this, we are also dedicated as a government for live up to words them, because there was a communique signed with the opposition and other parties, as mentioned in the communique, and we are living up to that. In as much as we follow up on this, we also pursue this one. Like Phoebe has the point now that part of the communique say the APC and other political parties will submit a list. Yes, indeed, the APC not submit the list, a list of 377 people. And of that 377 people, all the one the way they named it by the coup, they all named it by the people who don't ask for release, either as political exile, either as people the way they be in a prison, or either as people the way they on the run. including Soiba, including Kabadumbuya, including Ledabut, including Washingai, including Yeti. They all live at the 377 people. And in addition, people away, it's not only sufficient for disassociate yourself from some actions. Like you say, it's also strong enough to come out and say, let's pursue this action and show, say, we are not part of it. If you go to August 10, the August 10, every government official will sit on every radio and every television station continue for hold on to one brief that it is a faceless demonstration, that nobody not come out and say NDBNM. And the people out there apprehend, we expect, say, there were people that way be the break the law, will be the undermine the security of this country, will make we lost plenty money, economic activity slow down for almost 2-3 weeks, who also don't, they culminates to the total discouragement of foreign direct investment into this country. So for me, in my honest opinion, I was not expecting people in the August 10 for the part of the list where the APC they submit for release from prison, because they are not APC. The APC did not associate itself with that. Yeah. So they should have gone through the consequence of them reckless action as a result of, as far as we know, somebody sitting somewhere inciting them, where the APC don't dissociate itself from. They should not bring them people in there. The people of September 11, after the elections, we come out, we decided that they come for can stage another uprising in this country. They named not for there, so it's about 19% of the total people that will be there in incarceration. And then they ask for the release now. So the point for me is, and this list was submitted on the 3rd of November. Yeah. So all the people there with the name there, so the by the coup, it's a dicey situation. But government in its entirety don't make sure, say, they were names submitted, they were names to be treated under the communique as government commitment. But however, government is not linking any political party, no region, no ethnic group to what happened, because there might be coincidence. We might have agreed to that, there might be coincidence. Just that the coincidence sharp. And for me, I think the government carefully they continue for foster peace and they continue for pursue the legal actions the way go lead to outside the investigation they go. Thank God now, in not like Tradi in 1997, late in the 90s, where you make cool and others. Na Phoebe, I say, see me, I go by the meeting. But now there are clear electronic means of tracking people. So for us as a government, we will continue to assure the people and say, we need to take no action we political, we need to take no action we religious, we need to take no action we hinge on targeting any particular ethnic group. After all, by when I target not on people, you're targeting me, by the way. But it is not targeted because as a Limba person, I didn't the SLPP, I didn't the party leadership now, not only the regional structure, but also now the party leadership now the parliament, which should say it is not targeting any ethnic group, but it is leading to people the way can converge, whether they had political belonging or not, for disrupt the peace and quiet of this country, for undermine the economic status of this country, and for use situation to their advantage. So for me, as a government, I will tell you that we'll continue for preach peace, and the security of the people of this country is the number one priority.
Okay, just before we come to Honorable Unfa, let me take some messages, questions, and comments from we viewers them on Facebook. And the first one are from CJ. The first one are from Usman. It say all prisoners are ward of the state, but who are responsible for the prison break?
Patrick Musa Momodu say, Mr. Andrew Lavely, God bless you. You really know the dynamics and the burning issues in Sierra Leone.
And Samuel Sise says, unity, freedom, and justice. We can only have freedom if justice prevails. Unity comes with freedom of association and belonging to a group. We need to learn how to work together as a nation. Collective hypocrisy in Sierra Leone.
Solomon Bearhai say, APC, your actions and statements clearly show that your love for the party is more than the state.
And Jobokari says, I would strongly urge the government to deal with the problem effectively, efficiently, and expeditiously and transparently. We must root out the few corrupt individuals who are causing the unrest in the country.
Joe Bakari say, I would strongly he says you can dissociate the link between the rhetorics and the unrests in the country. Those statements made by Samora, Ernest, and FCC Mayo would have never happened in the UK.
And Hussam Conte says Ledabult, Kota, Soriba, Yiti, Karo, Kamara, Sharif, and others are all APC party card carriers.
Please continue.
And also, Jobokari says, I'm really sorry to say that Mr. Civil Society is going around the edge of the issues, and Wilabali is being intellectually with the issue.
TJ says, APC are one of the troublemakers in Sierra Leone. I agree with Phoebe, they should help in the investigation. Make a press release at least to show that you are helping the government with investigation.
And Jobokari again says, as long as the executive branch sits on those corruption cases, the insecurity will never go away.
Joe Bokari say people arrested at the Tombo riot, Pademba Road riot, were criminal cases, not politically motivated prisoners.
And Jobokari again says it will be irresponsible for government to say it's APC, as others will use it to undermine our security.
Bailo Bass says, Mr. APC representative Mfa, you totally misunderstanding the chief minister. He said the fact at 98, Richard Conte and the APC are sending bad signals. APC really did disturb the progress of this country.
Lastly, for me, okay, Joe B. Bangali Jr. says the struggle we're going through in this country now did not start after the 2018 elections, but Sierra Leoneans always fail to do research. Thanks, Andrew, for highlighting some of the issues.
Joe Bakari said, Dr. Koma, anyone can release a statement. The statement was a complete camouflage. God help Sierra Leone. Bundo Usman says, Honorable Tawa, you are not saying the truth. Alhaji says, this is why Salone is not developing, because our leaders are not serious. Look how Honorable Tawa is lying to a whole nation, a bunch of selfish leaders in Sierra Leone. Jobokari say, okay, we'll just
in as much as there are more attacks, there are compliment messages as well that we'll skip. But Lakan to you, Honorable Dr. Unfa.
Do they probably want to respond to the messages?
Yeah.
Well, I want to respond a little bit to what
yes, go ahead.
Then I can respond
go ahead, please.
To messages. Of course, firstly, August 10, we'll therefore be clear what happened August 10. August 10 happened, then days and hours after what happened, people then go to people they host them and arrest people then. Some people were part of the protest, some of them were not part of the protest. So if you see APC put some people away, we then claim say they part the August 10 party list, now because people then go to arrest, then target people they arrest them and they host them after what August 10 happened. You see, but
the arrests were not random. Anybody then go to now because there is evidence where lead or suggest say you are one way or the other involved.
Well,
almost million people in a salon, they're not just random.
No, but are you in position that? We opposition, some of you opposition.
If your position that then go and arrest them just without evidence connecting them.
Clearly, they arrest people and way you not go get evidence. Now you make them they under investigation. Now you make them imprison them. Now you make them not even some of them not even come. They not face trial it. Isn't that so? So for now they say somebody guilty until proven guilty.
So
where is the law?
Advocates for let them get a speedy trial as opposed to let them release them. Because if your conviction is that they're really innocent.
Because it was part of waiting and talk na the dialogue. If they talk something in a dialogue, say this will be considered. So obviously, if they say one can't pull people in, you go possible of interest when you don't say, hey, this man they don't arrest a long time ago, you don't feel say guilty. You go put in them there.
So if you really not say he not guilty, now frame or then just arrest them wrongfully, then set her up. The thought would be you push for speedy trial. So because through the trial again, you go disgrace the one with life partner. But for go around and take a shortcut to say let them release them without a trial, and you're alleging that then just arrest them without evidence.
So why it come first of all in the dialogue? First of all, we have to remember what thing lead to the dialogue. We have to remember, say, an election happened where people not be believe, say, the results were true. And Honorable Towers also talk about how not to law, say, results then for be published. Now, law, it in a section 92, subsection 1 of the Constitution, say, elections, the returning officer for produce the results of the result. So if people APC they ask for results
based on your own discretion or
no, not based on discretion. It's not discretion. It's in the law. It's in the law.
So which law were different from what's in Honorable Tower in the say?
He said they're not get responsible publish data. Whether disaggregated or aggregated.
No, wait.
Whether aggregated or disaggregated.
Hold on, Dr. Koma. So the disaggregated, that's the bone of contention, is it?
Well, my question is
okay. I don't want to misunderstand.
Yes, if you disaggregated means raw data.
So in the previous elections,
then at English than
in the previous elections, then also ECSL been published the disaggregated data.
All the centers them, then tallied them, publish them, even put on a projector. They did not do this in these elections. Even we get agents them that then centers them we left before that. Because they not project the result them. We have to see the result. They were not projected.
So you're saying they were doing it before?
Yes, they did it. They did it in 2018. So now, I was at Wellington when it was done.
So now,
they did not do it in 2023.
Honorable Tower, they talk say it's not like a mandate. It's based on the ECSL commissioner's
Section
discretion.
93, subsection 1. If you want, I can read that.
Read them. Let people understand.
They say the district returning officer shall, upon receipt of the statement of result of the poll from all the polling stations allocated in the district, compile a summary of all the statements of the results from the polling station concerned and certify as many copies as may be required of each summary to the regional returning officer showing the number of votes cast for each constituency, in this case, now district, candidate, or the case may be each candidate in any other election held on that same day. So
without us going around in circles, it brings us back to you're saying it's in the law. You're saying it was done previously, they refused for doing now. It brings us back to why not to court?
Otherwise, there will not have been a dialogue in the first place.
Exactly.
There will not be a dialogue. So if election happens, people do not agree to the election. If APC say they need to participate, if APC say some of them people they arrest them, now because them target them, then go now they host them, arrest them. If people then kill people in that process, August 10, people that even will not be there, part of the protest, where you see evidences of people that kill inside and host them, then if then people and they say, okay, now let's move on as a country. Let's put an end to some of these things where they hold this country behind. Then what's wrong with APC do for say, okay, some of them tear the whole country behind. Some of them people want to lock the whole country behind. If government be say all the cases,
listen, they arrest one, they hold the country behind.
How the people they arrest one, they hold the country behind? If they arrest them, they say then they target them, would they not be there for protest? And then family members they know. And some people that when are friends them, we all see Alinians and people that know each other.
But again, you say this is not something we currently they're under investigation. Why we not just allow for the investigation?
So why the dialogue in the first place?
But you guys were comfortable in
the dialogue has resolutions. They are following the resolution of the dialogue. So now if they come back and say, oh, we cherry pick.
Because on a para dialogue, because again, let's assume now SLPP will make that recommendation. If APC had the rule of law at heart and respect the constitution and rule of law, the suggestion would be no, we'll not give them an easy way out because we want to serve as an example.
So what about the government in the first place who signed that agreement? It was signed. So remember, right? It was signed by both sides.
Why the town are just not APC and SLPP now with biggest problems?
Well,
we are disagreeing.
Of course. But it comes back to what happened on June.
Comfortably, APC and SLPP fighting for what's in your interest, not upholding the rule of law.
Why you go say?
Don't do this today.
Why you go say that in your interest?
And NGC or C4C or any other political party member will violate. There is now a precedence for council. SLPP don't go agree.
So why you go say na political interest when all of you be they say where all of you be they say APC members of parliament will participate in governance. If people then get agree
to participate because it was the APC members of
course
who went around campaigning to people for votes for them.
Of course,
start from the genesis.
Of course, but
now campaign for an office.
But if because we agree, people are saying are not participating because the elections were not credible. If they say they participate, they will not say no and go participate back. Okay, we're going to dialogue. they agree that you say that they're the problem.
Okay.
They will tell me what they want.
And
Tell me what you want.
An easy way out.
Not an easy way out. Okay,
short.
why would they not say they do a rerun of the elections, which we believe say were not credible?
Okay, fine.
Not all that easy way out, Stanley.
Fine, honorable. In fact,
not all that easy way out. That would have been an easy way out.
Cut matter short. Fine. The APC don't join on with the SLPP in terms of governance. Fine. Now this thing don't happen. What's the way forward?
Okay. When they talk about the way forward is based on honoring our statements, it means probably there's no commitment in even honoring what happened at that dialogue day. There's no commitment. Because if commitments day, you're not going to say, okay, some of them people already at least the name day. What's if? Okay, wait, let me land. Allow me that land.
You didn't land, but let's just ask this question. Not a distraction anyway. But was the APC party, I mean, comfortable with the dialogue to start with?
If I assure the people who send we will represent sweep at that dialogue day were comfortable and they signed off on it.
On have been signed
in any dialogue, there is a give and take. You don't get every 100% of what you want.
What did you then Phoebe and the talk say it was from a personal interest, sort of, because
no, it's a political interest and national interest.
Political interest because
and national interest.
Signed the dialogue because
national interest.
For let them free some of them people
for reform ECSL, what caused the problem in the first place for this election. Now political interest. You don't want to see a credible election. You don't want to see a president who people can vote for. Answer that question for me.
Everybody wants to see
Thank you.
Credible
so
election.
Now APC issue and
see the rule of law upheld for make them
always.
And just say give them
always. I make you believe say you don't go to people's home, then go on net and arrest people them without investigating them. You understand? Without even investigating them, then go on and arrest them. There were videos to the effect. And we are representative of the people. Some of these people, we know them. Okay. We were not out there on August 10. Prepare for go. When Peking called me, say, uncle, who say you go? I don't dress. I said, what do you mean? He said, they don't keep in a junction. So all of us were victims of what happened on August 10.
So level, all what we are in now,
commitment.
So a very large extent, the APC and the SLPP have not been innocent in all of this. Where we are currently has been largely due to the selfishness of both the APC and the SLPP, with all desire forget this.
Or probably the selfishness.
How do we unravel this?
Because why would you want to say the selfishness of Sierra Leoneans?
Because
Dr. Komon, how do we unravel this to a point becomes history? But we move forward as a country, just like that November 26th, where they call people for Komon-Tok, it's like
no one, yeah.
What we don't go through in the past, people are not agree forget that. So it make we say no, we not try. How do we go forward as a nation in one accord where obviously we all know for the unity, obviously we know that, but in one accord where there is peace and stability maintained, rule of law, democracy, and good governance?
Honesty na the one word. Honesty. When you're honest to the cause, when you're honest for a purpose, when you're honest, say, what should they ask out of this? Now the betterness of Salone.
Waiting at APC role, waiting at SLPP role. And I want honorable to ourselves to answer that. Waiting at APC role, waiting at SLPP role.
And I want clear back say, not APC role for extradite anybody. Now government get that authority. APC role now for support government in anything within government they do. Then APC role. We in opposition now for call out government on what they do wrong. We in opposition now for support government on doing anything that is constructive or will benefit Sierra Leonean. Now role and welcome to security. Now with all responsibility, supporting the security personnel, just the good happen. We get a judiciary system where we get backlog in cases then. So if you get people in prison longer than the time they never face a magistrate, a judge, you don't go blame the opposition for that. You go blame the system for not bringing those people to what's name call. If we not go on dialogue now, then say, okay, some of them people are when I bring name, move on as a nation. Let bygones be bygones. If APC can't present a name, then at the end of the day, August, November 26 happen, then some of them people a name they can say doubts, they this and that, then it shows that it probably honesty for long move forward, not day. And for less alone better, because some of we were really optimistic and they look say this is a new ray where they shine at Sierra Leone. For APC and SLPP can at table for talk what we would do and put our personal interests aside. Doing that dialogue was for the people of this country, not an APC issue, not an SLPP issue. But the APC and SLPP are Sierra Leoneans. Now make us say that it's Sierra Leonean issue. All of us are Sierra Leoneans. Every time you point a finger, there are 4 fingers pointing at you, and I don't know all for remember.
So quickly, as we go over to Honorable Tawa, let me just rate this from 1 to 10. How committed is the APC party in ensuring the peace and stability of the nation? Honorable. I'm talking to you.
Oh.
Yes, please.
Oh, I thought you said okay.
No. I said before going to.
Okay, yes. How committed?
Yes, una be as a party for in that sooner collaboratively, work together with.
We call on government, and we want government for inclusivity in all what they do, as long as it's for the prosperity of this country, whether it's peace, whether it's economic, any kind of prosperity will be, because we all will perish together if Salone perishes. So APC is committed to that. We've seen situations when APC have been provoked into violence. It never happened. Even during election, you see what happened at party office. Everybody see, but nobody is saying anything. And when you silent on things that really matter, they will continue to happen. Then go undermine the security of the country. Then go there, then kill a lady in our party office. Unprovoked. We are there. I was there. I ran for my life. We were saying, okay, elections have happened. We believe we've won. We went to our party office. All of a sudden, armed people and can begin shoot. Then broke windows them. Now threat to security than they. So APC always have not responded with violence. APC committed to peace. APC committed to peace and will continue to be committed to peace. So if the government calls on us, if the government work with us, we will work with them in earnest.
Okay, Honorable, yes, Tawa.
APC and SLPP are all going forward for fix Salone problems.
I think as a party, I'm convinced that we don't take the right steps then from day one, from the inception of and formation of the SLPP. The SLPP was born out of unity, out of togetherness, bringing people of all shades of opinions from all districts across Sierra Leone for stand up for Sierra Leone and for Sierra Leoneans them against colonial rule. And the SLPP, in furtherance of that objective, in 1961, lead Sierra Leoneans them, well-meaning Sierra Leoneans them to Lancaster and bring independence for Sierra. So the objective of the SLPP has been the same right through. It has been engendering unity, fostering peace, keeping Sierra Leoneans together, and including every Sierra Leoneans from all shades of opinion, from every district, every region, into the governance activities of this country. And that one will change, because, like Angola Valley said, if you look at the dynamics, you will realize, say, in the 11 years of the former president Koma, when the SLPP be in opposition, you never heard of August 10th. You never heard of any civil strife. There was nothing like government disruption. Even in the height of Ebola, with president now, then the flag bearer then for 2012 election, when Ebola struck Sierra Leone, he left UK, he came to Sierra Leone, he spoke to his brother, President Koroma then, and he go around this country for sensitize, tell Sierra Leoneans that Ebola is true. We have to come together to fight Ebola. We get for the president, by the way. Like I say, he talked to his brother, President.
President Nicolas, he come.
The point is,
you understand? And facilitator.
The point is whether it was facilitated or not, the goodwill of the SLPP in coming out to do that.
There seems to be some sort of disconnect between members of the APC and that of the SLPP. I mean, clearly, Honorable Unfade asked that. He just mentioned it. They asked that, una work with them in ensuring a smooth governance operation. Is that correct?
We are working with them. The point is,
are they fully involved?
The point is, in governance, there is no way where the opposition will be fully involved in any part of the world. Not even the biggest democracy, not even in America. Republicans are only involved at Senate and Congress level, and when there's time and need for a dialogue, President Biden will invite the leadership of the Republican Party for dialogue, whether or not for extend the public debt, whether or not for open the space. But there is no clear path. Show me any sign of the world where there is a clear. Let me finish, Marina. Where there is a clear path, where the opposition, the demand say, this is what we want to do, and the government follow it. No, governments, they say where they make you lead and for lead the others. And government is leading the others consciously, taking into consideration all the tenets and spirit and intent of the Constitution. So in this vein, you realize, say, President Bio, from where he don't inherit power, from where he don't win power in 2018 to date, he has made conscious efforts for ensure, say, he extend governance beyond SLPP, beyond core SLPP members. We have seen people away to our point where even membership of the SLPP, they say, oh, this one not be by the Fed for bringing a power. He said, it's not about me, it's about putting Sierra Leone to the next level. We've seen a lot of people, we've seen Obama Jazz, the former minister of tourism under APC way, and be Minister of Works, Minister of Trade, Alhaji Alfaka. A lot of people left from different shades of opinion we don't in the governance. So the point is, the APC have to respect the fact that when it was 11 years of the APC, we did not demand as an opposition that we want this, we want to do this. All those things they do under GOB, and for instance, every month, we get press conference, we talk what government do bad, we talk what government do fine, we put out a press statement to the public, to the press, for let the press see we're a responsible opposition. Come to the point of the list, yeah? If for any reason, governments pursue anybody safe in the course of August 10, Phoebe say, therefore don't pursue the rule of law. And the rule of law was followed. These are all people that we don't go through trials, and they were sentenced, some for 18 months, some for 24 months, some for 6 months, as the case may be. Yeah. So the rule of law was observed. Those who were in his words, in his statements, where he say they go pull na the oath, now CID they release plenty people there. There was a day where woman where them be arrested during the period where they released them all because the investigation shows they were not part of the demonstration. But in chaos, anybody where you see, you together because you want to maintain peace. But when quiet don't come, all the one they will not begin nothing, will not begin no evidence connecting them to the riot, they were released. So the point is, I am not saying the APC they're responsible for anything. I am saying this list of 377 names involve people that will cause riot na Tombo, like what that text say, people that will cause riot na Kamakwe, people that will cause riot na Freetown on different dates, on August 10, on September 11, including people them like Soriba will not be in this country, okay, Sub-Inspector Soriba Sisi, Sub-Inspector David Dauda Sisi, people that will cause problem, will be the people that will die for abandon the country, nobody not arrested, nobody not investigate them, they left. But you ask for them and come back. Before government could consider the list, then people that don't come back at this country through whatever means and can cause trouble. And about extradition. The point that the communique way they say, the communique jointly say, the government of Sierra Leone and the party, say both parties commit to engineer, let me just look for this side we get for do it. Bring in, okay, fine. The government of Sierra Leone and the APC party strictly condemn all citizens at home and abroad who incite violence, spread hate speech, and disrupt national cohesion online and offline. And government will continue all efforts to bring those involved to this.
Same thing.
So the spirit is, from after this communique, we have to be very honest. There has never been a clear message or clear press release from the APC where they condemn Adebayo. There's none. Zero. There's rely on press releases from this place. There is zero. So, and it still they cause, they wreak more havoc. It still they create more difficulty. It still they go and we say. It still they build the foundation of Rwanda in Sierra Leone. And the APC is saying nothing. And the APC has not condemned him. And the APC not come. What did they say for involving governance? Government and the APC. Let's write a strongly worded letter to the international community requesting an extradition of Adebayo. They have not done that. So if you want to involve in governance, if you want to take part and support government in the way they say they have to want to be involved, government has given you the platform. Let us come together and say, okay, let us write a joint letter sent to all international embassies and to where Adebayo is, say we want for the extradition term as parties in Sierra Leone because it incites violence. There's none of that. So the point is the government has created the way. There's a dialogue. There's a communique sign. And part of the communique is that the government and the APC strongly condemn hate speech. So if anybody they give hate speech and you know say the government they pursue an extradition part for bringing that person in for face justice or for reduce the tension of the country, if you really participate in governance, it is your position to come and say it is high time. Let's put a note through the foreign ministry requesting the government to sign jointly signed by the leadership of the two parties, requesting the extradition of this person.
Honorable Tawala, just hold you there quickly. I mean, they carry a huge position in our parliament as you know the deputy chief whip too. And personally, what you don't do for ensure say you bridge that sort of gap in terms of fostering cooperation between other members of parliament?
Yeah. I think say maybe I did for that talk on the television, but now a show of how far they go for bridge the gap and how strong that effort the yield dividend. Just yesterday, a new member of parliament from the APC presented me with one small goat for me Christmas. It is no joke. The Honorable Anesdua Koma from Cambia, give me one small goat for Christmas. So it shows say I am not seeing anybody as APC and SLPP. We have our political belonging, but we objective now for foster the development of Sierra Leone to the next level. Honorable Memona Sojalo, Honorable Mahmoud Kamara, the colleague, APC Honorable Wede Lomley. I don't arrange, we make meeting, me, him, and the councillors the whole day in that area there, and we set out roadmap as to how we all for work together, and we are working together. It shows that it is beyond partisanship. They reach out with the talk. Me and Honorable AKK, when are the whip of the opposition. In fact, for most parts, I don't even allow them for do part of the role because it's the whip of the opposition by hierarchy. Me and deputy chief whip too, and my boss. So most times when they come to Parliament, I go to Latin and talk, I go call the MPs, they say, okay, go. I go bring the MPs them. Sometimes they go join me. So it should say we are working together at that level. And we are doing everything. What's in lacking? Now that camaraderie we will enjoy in a parliament. We know they bring that same thing they can to the public, and the public not understand, say, we are not enemies. Let the public understand, say, if a dog they eat food, they buy food in a canteen, they eat, I go eat inside that food day. Or I go then I'm in office, I go ask dog, say, buy for me food, but they account for me. You go buy for me that food I eat them because I believe say you know go put poison for me. Because he believes no, I don't put poison for her. But when we come out in the public, we create an impression like, oh, we are not talking, we are at odds. We are not at odds, we are working together. So as deputy chief whip in the parliament, I make sure say I embrace every MP for move Sierra Leone before. And every issue where the APC MP go face, where I go address the same issue for SLPP MP and address them at the same frequency and with the same speed.
Okay. We get more messages, so we could just read out some of them as we try for round of this segment. The first one I will read. Thank you, K. Asan say, thank you for asking this question. You are far better than your colleague who is now quiet when Hatawa is speaking. K. Asan, they send message for you, Marina. K. Asan, I am a professional. I speak when I have to, when I need to, and ask the questions I feel. The beauty is, when we do we work, sometimes when I'm not satisfied, we pinch you once I say, oh, this person now Bayanda. That's what it is. Make peace with that. It would help you.
Simba Cole says, why don't you go ahead and do the needful and have his arrest in Holland? You guys always look for ways to drag the opposition into your mess. You guys claim to be in control, but always asking the opposition to do so and so.
Joe Bakari says, since President Bio won, APC has never accepted his leadership. They have publicly stated that they will make the country ungovernable and cause destruction, so APC is pursuing that route.
And Samuel Sise says, since 1961, SLPP and the APC has held this country and their citizens hostage.
Patrick Musa Momodu say, Mr. Honorable Koma, the dialogue was gentleman agreement, not constitutional, sir.
And Mosie Jane says, for now, the quantity of prisoners in our prison is acceptable than the escaped prisoners.
Medmans van Hadladen say, Tawa is a dishonest politician.
And Patrick Momodu says, Mr. Honorable, you missed the point, sir. The dialogue was not about Sierra Leone, but for your beneficiaries, sir, because the first issue that was presented is about your backlog salaries.
Joe Bucker, you say the only way forward is for the government to use the powers invested in them by the people of Sierra Leone via the 1991 constitution. The leadership of the SLPP is weak in protecting the people of Sierra Leone. There are moderates and liberals in the APC and in the north that do not support state insecurity.
Lastly, Mr. Honorable Koroma, the dialogue agreement was, and that's from Patrick Momodu. It says the dialogue agreement was a gentleman agreement, not constitutional. So it's left with the government to implement it or not, because it is not constitutional, sir.
Jalo Usman says people in this country have no respect for the national pledge. It is really sad.
Okay, I don't know if you've got many. I don't know if you have all the messages, but I think yes.
To that.
Yeah, I want for make you respond to the one we see. It was sort of like a gentleman agreement and not a constitutional.
Of course, it's not constitutional, but gentleman's agreement now for tenants of Salone. How do we move forward in the stalemate where government defend itself and the people of this country defend themselves? If there's a disagreement and we come to the table for fix that disagreement there, I don't think APC or SLPP do wrong for kind of table. But firstly, somebody, a viewer talked about, say the number one thing on the table was backlog salaries. And that is, they're not talking about backlogs, they talk about entitlement, and that's resolution number 6. Resolution number 1, now for let president make statement. 2, now for let APC then go participate in governance. 3, now for let they set up a committee. 4, for pull the prisoners in. So backlog never was number 1, because we only had a member of parliament there observing the whole thing. All of the people on the table were not MPs. So our MPs they go talk for their salary when they're not in a table self or talk about salary. So
now
generally we have to be honest as Sierra Leoneans. Generally, the finger pointing, if we ease them a little bit, they will all go be we all will know say we self get a responsibility, incumbent responsibility. We all of us for assume. Honorable Tawa say we know they come on board for Call Adebayo.
Exactly.
For me, I don't even listen to him. I know listen audio, so I don't know if he's still a pull audio or videos. Of course, you go then somebody watch a person in phone, he put on his status. That's the only time the opportunity you get for peeping to her. So, but governments have to lead. And in when we read the communique, it talk about government leading. When government lead, then all the rest will follow. We all know, say, there was a meeting of the committee that government did not attend. And Dr. Kaifala Mara blast government on that. He tweeted on her. Then the chief minister came and responded. So if government had a council meeting on an issue we get for do with this dialogue, where is government's commitment in the whole process? Now the commitment. So if resolution, what's on the resolution about bringing people the way they cause mayhem in Salone to book, but now they go for their meeting and where's the commitment? So for us, honesty is paramount. If we want to move this country forward, I think so, for be honest. They say society, they grow great when old men plant trees, under way than they expect for the under. And they also tell you, say, for see this wall as a wall, oh, they borrow from Pikine, not a wall, oh, they inherit from we forefathers there. So for all they go back to 1961, what happened there, for Cambria and come back to 2023, for say, okay, what happened in 1961, and they continue, and we don't want to look in, dig deep between yourself for say, Lord, do better for Salone, so that we left Salone in a better position than Usa Ofena, then I'm very, 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 very worried whose side this country lead.
Okay, Honorable Tawa.
Well, generally, I would say, as governments, we always committed to everything we don't say and everything we they do for this country. Like one texter say, for me, President Bio inherit his power. There's not a way you able to enjoy a full year where problem not come. But it don't still steer the ship well. It don't keep the ship together. They keep governance moving. The point now that if there's a committee where you supposed to get 3 people left for chair, the 2 people are available, but the one person when are the critical mediator, when are the international partner in all day, do you expect that committee to sit? Between us, we can talk, but between us, when we talk, When you go out there, the message is different. So you always need the arbiter way they keep the balance between we. So if the arbiter not there, the UN not changing the permanent representative, and you see they don't appoint somebody else. That person is not presenting credentials to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for onward presentation to the president. Do you expect the committee to sit? No. So if you come to public and say, oh, the committee, the chief minister did not attend, you should explain the full story. That the chief minister did not attend because the meeting supposed to have 3 co-chairs. And the 2 co-chairs, they are available. But the third is yet to go through a formal diplomatic process for her to assume a seat officially. And it not like maybe some the overlaps the way they happen now, we won't end. Where somebody go just appoint you, you go in the office, you pull the other person, you don't you begin the work, you know, go through parliamentary approval. This is not a situation where the person will say, he appoint them through a diplomatic channel, he can fulfill all the diplomatic way they call them before he assume any responsibility. So for me, it is clear that as a government, we are dealing with everything as rule of law issues, and we will take everything step by step, and we will continue to assure the people of Sierra Leone, say Sierra Leone is safe, Sierra Leone is secure, your businesses are safe, your businesses are secure, and we will continue to pursue any unknown persons where they try for disrupt and undermine the peace of Sierra Leone to the point of bringing that person to justice.
So now, on UNFA, the talk say it's the role and responsibility of the government for facilitate Adebayo in expedition or whatever it is. Is that correct, or are you throwing it back to him, say, now then supposed to act upon that?
No. I'm a member of parliament, and we get the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We have all like international channels. We have all the channels that we government use. It will be premature for that make any comment or get the fact. Like what somebody they say are dishonest, but the person able for categorize you say me dishonest today from what I don't say now today. I say the election was free, fair, and transparent, and that is the truth. I say the government, they ensure peace, stability.
Salone election 2020.
As in Salone election 2023, June 24, 2023, 56% of Sierra Leoneans say President Biona win. As in the number game in America, with 77 million saying that Joe Biden, 77 million say they vote for Trump, 82 million say they vote for Biden, but now Biden win. You know me to say the margin of a difference between them, and they validate in legitimacy.
No, not so the margin. Anybody they talk about, but when they talk say free, fair, transparent.
It was free, fair, and transparent.
It's not the same Salone we all.
It is the same Sierra Leone. If you have any evidence,
international observer and stuff being issue with
the international observer will get problem with the elections. In problem not emanate from a legal means, I will say it. Even the provision where they cite now the community.
Legal or not, it does not take away the fact that it had issues.
It does. Like, those are the issues. Those are the issues the Electoral Management Committee for ensure voting are the role of elections observers.
What about campaign for good governance?
Voting are the role of election observers. Yeah. The role of election observers therefore be looked into by this committee and ensures it is clearly defined. Not of just come and look. He spoke of projection of results. There has never been any projection of results in this country. Now the first way they ask for that one day, and they not get the infrastructure, they cannot do it. So the point is, you cannot ask for what is not in our law. Let us be fair to ourselves. Let us be responsible. Let us be respectful of our laws. States. We cannot leave Sierra Leone and go to UK and say, oh, if I do this one. You cannot. Where the United Kingdom have to move immigrant into Rwanda, they have to go through the process. So they try the first people and go to court. So it is incumbent on any Sierra Leonean for they don't go to court and say.
So you're saying, Honorable Tawa, ECSL conducting itself in the most professional and best way?
In the best way.
In this 2020 election.
In the best way, legally guided and as provided by the Public Elections Act and as provided by the 1991 Constitution, ECSL conduct themselves and conduct the election provided by the law.
Interesting, well noted. You know why I can like some of them questions here? If there's anything I've learned in Sierra Leone this past period, is how the language can change when it's sweet. Dr. Koma don't complain about how police then go fire. It's the same time I remember when SLPP was in opposition, a similar thing happened. The police then go, fire gas, I was coming through the media. It's so when on a day in a position of convenience, okay, right, it's sweet. When on a day in a position of inconvenience, all of a sudden the scales are taken off of your eyes and we see the problems. It's quite interesting then conversation.
I'm not sure that's the case
Depend who
because
that
in case, look at
Yeah, it
it.
depends who that you ask.
We have contested 2 elections.
Because APC in power and APC in opposition, the language different. SLPP in power and SLPP in opposition, the language different. So it comes from a position of convenience.
We have contested 2 elections against the APC, President Bill. Yeah, we lost in 2007. We lost in 2012. In both of the elections, then we not only concede defeat, but we congratulate the winner.
2012?
We lost in 2012.
President Bill
Lost in 2012.
Then he
conceded.
Why was it in court? Why? The same salon we all did.
No, concession and they're 2 different things.
So
you consider you gonna continue.
No, you concede,
gentlemen,
and congratulate the winner, but you challenge issues that were there by the elections. They're 2 different things.
Gentlemen, because of time, we definitely go on forget this conversation here, so people will be able to understand exactly what's in the gun. But due to time factor, we not able to continue this conversation. Well,
this is where we go end today on program Wake Up Salone. We're sponsored by Okel Commercial Bank. Thank you to we guests that we don't be part of the program. We will get Honorable Ibrahim Kawa Conte, we are Deputy Chief Whip 2. House of Parliament, we get Honorable Dr. Umfa Soriko Roma, we are APC Parliamentary spokesman, and we get Andrew Lavali, Executive Director for IGR. Thank you to all we drop a comment or question on our Facebook page. Thank you to all we listen and watch the program. Till tomorrow, we don't present the program. Today, my name is Phoebe Swill.
And your name is Marina Terry.